Hello everyone, Tony here bringing you a new deck profile video for Yu-Gi-Oh! So today's deck is an Eldlich Invoked deck, or as I like to call it, the King of Bling. This deck actually started off as a meme when I was hanging out with one of my friends, and I just kind of had like the Alistair and Eldlich like deck core just kind of there. So I have like the secret rare versions and stuff, so it's like the kind of expensive version of it. Granted, not everything is max rarity, but it adds up. So I wound up just throwing all my expensive cards in the deck and just like kind of having fun with it. But then it wound up being a little better than I thought to be. So this deck isn't actually meant to be like super competitive at all, but it's also really silly like how good it is just because of how expensive certain things are. So with that, I call this the King of Bling because Eldlich is always draped in gold, right? So we'll get to the deck profile, and yeah, you'll see what I'm talking about exactly, right? So you can't have an Eldlich deck without Eldlich the Golden Lord. Normally people play two. I kind of prefer three. I do see some lists with three, but I like the three. Next, three Alistair the Invokers, because he searches for Invocation and gives you a free fusion essentially based off of what you use him with in terms of like linking and stuff. He's very self-sufficient, which is important. One Dark Magician, one Red Eyes for obvious reasons. Three Ash Blossoms for obvious reasons. Best hand traps in the game. I kind of want secret rares of these, but finding like a playset, because I hate buying them single, is not ideal right now because people have too many fluctuating prices, and I'm not really a fan of it. One Red Eyes Fusion, still waiting for my super rare one in the mail. One Elixir of Black Awakening, and one Elixir of White Destiny. Um, I love that this card is a quick play because of its effect. Both of them have really, really strong places in this deck. As a one of, you don't ever need to play more than one. You can send them to the graveyard with Eldlich's card effect, I believe, for various effects too, because Makaba also can ditch spell cards. So um, they have good utility here. One Terraforming to search for Magical Meltdown. So Invocations, I normally would recommend playing this at like two. I see some people play one, but I like two in case of disruption of certain plays. I just try to avoid it with this. Two Magical Meltdowns. I was playing three, but I feel like it's kind of unnecessary because of how consistent this deck can be. There's a lot of like searching and filtering and stuff, so two is enough. Two Triple Tactics Talents. I was playing this at three, dropped it to two because um, it's great when you draw it, and then like early anyway, because that's most of the time where you're prone to being Ash Blossomed and stuff. Especially on like Summon Alistair, Ash Blossom, the Invocation, you can drop the Triple Tech Talents right after that and kind of continue your play. But then if you play it at three and then you see it too much, you might open with like two, and then it's kind of pointless. But like if you could play three, play three. I mean, actually, I wouldn't recommend you playing this deck at all. This is a very expensive deck for no reason. Three Pot of Prosperities, because searching makes everything more consistent. And really, that's just what we're trying to aim here for, a consistent flow of getting big monsters out with big effects. And this deck does it pretty well. So you play three Pot of Prosperities to have your best chance of drawing it, and then going into your combos. Three Forbidden Droplets. This card turns off threats, and it makes sure that your effects go through. So being able to deal with Dragoon, being able to make sure that your Dragoon is safe, makes it good to put yourself in a position where you're going to win and secure it. So this card does that for you. Let me move this down a bit because the focus is a little out. All right, that's better. Three Curse Eldlands. This card searches for your Eldlich or your spells and traps. And it combos with Eldlich. When it's sent to the graveyard, you get the effect of being able to summon Eldlich monster or Elixir spell or trap to the graveyard. So it's just more cohesion. One Halcaro of the Golden Lord. I was playing this at two, but I couldn't justify playing it at more than one. I really just use the graveyard effect most of the time. Very rarely do I use the crow effect. I mean, you can probably side deck the other two when you're playing against like a graveyard heavy deck, but for the time being, I just play this at one for the secondary effect. Three Conquistador, because I try to control my opponent's game. So if you end your turn with like a Makaba, an Eldlich on board, and then like one of these face down, you have a lot of control of how your opponent can dictate their turn. So That's really what I'm just aiming for with this. 3 Eldlich for the Scarlet Sanguine. Um, I like the ability to special summon Eldlich from the graveyard on a whim, right? And if the situation comes bad, you can activate this. Gives you the Eldlich. He has a huge defense stat, so you're kind of able to protect yourself, and the ability to set a spell or trap, elixir spell or trap is amazing. So this card's definitely a 3 of. And then 3 infinite impermanences, because again you're trying to control what your opponent can and can't do. So it the deck isn't structured in terms of like a huge technical combo based deck. This is pretty straightforward, but it offers so much control over what your opponent can and can't do. It's kind of annoying actually. So we're gonna go into the extra deck now. 1 Kaliga, 1 Purgatrio, 1 Raijin, and then 2 Makabas. I like this number specifically for Makaba because I tend to go into Makaba more than anything. And if he dies, you can always Alistair Makaba into another Makaba. All my Invoke stuff is Italian. All of it. I love how they look. And I kind of want to do this for more archetypes, maybe in different languages. But yeah, so Makaba, really good negation. Raijin is always good to interrupt if you can get him out. As it stands, I don't think I have a clear-cut way of getting him out. It's more based off of what my opponent has in the graveyard. Yeah. But he's always good as a 1-of. Purgatrio, you use with Ash Blossom, and then Kaliga, you can use 2 Alistairs, or your opponent's Alistair and your Alistair. So the options for that is there. 1 Eldlich, the Mad Golden Lord. I've only used this card like twice, but I like the big attack stat, and its effect isn't like terrible, right? Like you're able to take your opponent's monster, and it can attack or activate its effect for 1 turn, right? And then he can't be destroyed by battle or card effect. So he's a pretty good card. Like I think if you're able to find a way to use him consistently, he can be more detrimental, and then you're taking away resources for your opponent's board. 1 Dragoon, boss monster number like 76 for this deck. Verde Anaconda gives you Dragoon. Artemis and Almirage, because this gives you Purgatrio and Makaba. IP Masquerain and Crusadia Avermax. This can, when you pair it with Verde Anaconda, give you a board that's nearly unbreakable, because Mech Knight with Avermax with Masquerain's ability that you gain from linking with her into him makes him damn near indestructible. 1 Soldier of Chaos, 1 Underworld Goddess of the Closed World, and this is supposed to be my Transcode Talker, but I was too lazy to take it out of my deck box that I have with the my Adamantipator deck. But yeah, the deck is really just, like I said, like a flex deck, but it somehow works, right? So I normally don't like making deck profiles videos of this, because I don't want to make stuff that people can afford without breaking their bank and stuff. But me and my friend thought this was funny. As a bonus, because I put a video out like this that isn't normal for the channel, I will be going to see Jeremiah in a few weeks. He will have his Dark Magician deck up. So you'll get at least 2 videos this month from me. Hoping for a 3rd when I get out there, because I do have a couple of deck concepts I want to test when I get out there. In the meantime, thank you for watching. I hope you enjoyed the video. If you have any questions or anything you'd like to just criticize about the deck, just leave it in the comments. Leave a like if you enjoyed the video. Subscribe if you want to see more content. Thank you for watching.